This is ANN News Brief.
An Ethiopian Airlines plane carrying 90 passengers was forced to make an emergency landing minutes after taking off in Senegal on Tuesday because an engine had caught fire. Airport spokesman Tadin Tamba says none of the passengers or crew members were injured. The airline confirmed on Twitter that its Boeing 767 aircraft had to land unexpectedly in Dakar International Airport because of a technical problem without providing more detail on the cause. It said that all passengers were being rebooked on other flights. Photos posted on the airport official Twitter account showed firefighters, airport staff, and the plane's charged engine. 157 persons lost their lives 7 months ago on Ethiopian Airlines flights that crashed into a farmland outside the capital, Addis Ababa. Following the national dialogue in Cameroon called by President Paul Biya to find solutions to the separatist conflicts in the country, the military has begun efforts to implement the peace resolutions generated by the dialogue. Despite this effort by the military, charges of right abuses are causing skepticism in the country. School supplies, including benches, books, and pens, were being distributed over the weekend, and the military is working on cleaning towns and repairing broken bridges and roads. They are also sending medical and teaching staff to assist in hospitals and schools that have been abandoned during the fighting. In March, Human Rights Watch accused both the military and separatists of committing gross human rights abuses such as kidnapping and killing people and torching buildings. Both sides deny responsibility and blamed each other. Separatists mostly boycotted last week's national dialogue organized by Biya. They said the government should first release separatist leaders given lifetime prison sentences by a military tribunal. We'll be back after this message.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Western Kenya's Segwal people are demanding that the government recognize and protect their ancestral lands. Hundreds of the Segwal people spent 2 days marching from their ancestral land in Kenya's North Rift Valley to Nairobi, hoping to meet with President Uhuru Kenyatta. They were dressed in traditional garbs and sang traditional songs as they arrived in Nairobi to submit a petition to the government. They're making a point that they are threatened with eviction from their ancestral lands as the government takes over the conservation of the country's forests and water supplies. Botu Forest, home to the Segwal people, is listed as one of the 5 most important water catchment areas in Kenya. And Amnesty International says forces burned more than 300 houses, injured hundreds, and killed a Segwal man during evictions in 2017. Kenya's Ministry of Environment and Forestry has set up a task force last year to advise the government on how to resolve disputes regarding indigenous people's claims to forest lands that are critical to Kenya's conservation efforts. The task force is set to present its findings to the ministry this month. That is the ANN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy Ademi.